Yeah, I came across a video on Twitter that had a lot of people upset. Not a whole lot of people because the video didn't go viral or anything like that, but it had a substantial amount of likes, retweets, and comments. And a lot of people were upset about the conversation in the video. And the video is of Sarah Paulson, Vera Farmiga, and some interviewer discussing 12 Years a Slave. And the conversation is kicked off by the interviewer asking Paulson about whether she had any reservations about playing a slave owner. And Paulson responded by saying, "No, I didn't." And I really don't know what to think of the question that was asked or Paulson's response to it. But Paulson proceeded to humanize the character, make excuses for the character, and justify the character's actions. And keep in mind that this is not only just supposedly a character, this is supposed to be an actual person she's playing. And the whole conversation, it was very disturbing to me as a black person, because it's a bunch of white people defending it's a whole bunch of white people having a conversation about, where they're defending a slave owner. Morally speaking, it's not just they're not just defending a character. They're defending, a person from a moral standpoint, and they're expressing their desire to play a slave owner. And the one who did play a slave owner is actually defending the character from a moral standpoint. And it came off very Fox News-ish, like they were trying to thumb their noses at PC culture, politically correct culture. You know what I'm saying? And keep in mind that, these two women are supposedly liberals. So that should tell you what white liberals really think of black people or black history or whatever. But anyway, I go down a rabbit hole with Sarah Paulson's past interviews regarding 12 Years a Slave. And I come across an interview that she did with IndieWire where the interviewer asked her if she was cautioned not to play such a vile role. And she responded by saying, "No, I sought after that role. I wanted that role. I auditioned for that role. I sent a tape of me acting in a scene where I scratched the skin off Solomon Northup's face in front of Michael Fassbender's character and go, you see, he's not a real man." And by the way, that scene was not in the movie, and it wasn't even in the book. That scene was a complete invention by the screenwriter. But I'm listening to, this woman talk, and I can understand why she wouldn't have reservations playing a certain role, because she's an actor. Her job is to act. And I can understand why she even will want to play a role like that. But she never said why she wanted to play the role. And she was never asked why she wanted to play the role. She never volunteered, an explanation as to why she wanted to play the role so badly. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of occurred to me that, this woman wanted to play that role because she felt that it was empowering to her as a woman. She felt it was empowering to her as a white woman, to be exact. Because, Sarah Paulson is, supposedly this big time liberal, which in essence also makes her a feminist. And, white women, and we all know about white feminists and how, they're very exclusionary when it comes to other marginalized or discriminated groups. You know what I'm saying? Because, feminists or white feminists or white women have always wielded power over people of color, particularly black people, men and women. And, they see the power they wield over, males of color as some sort of form of female empowerment, because they can't wield it over their own men. But if they can wield it over a black man, that seems empowering to them. And, as a a woman who's a liberal or feminist or bisexual or lesbian or whatever she is, I can see why playing a slave owner in the 19th century where women didn't have any power, but they had power over black people or black men, I can see why that role would be attractive to her, to somebody like her. You know what I'm saying? It seemed very attractive. I can see why it would seem very, very enthralling to somebody like her, but she just doesn't want to say it. She just don't want to come out and say, well, yeah, I felt empowered by that role. But that's why she wanted to play it. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, she also did an interview with Black Tree TV, and the guy asked her, like, is any, like, how do you disassociate from that role? He's essentially asking, do you identify with the character? You know, do you like the character? Is any aspects of is any aspects of that character, an aspect of you? And she goes on to say, like, yeah, the character, all your characters live in you. At least with me, I identify with the character. You know what I'm saying? I associate myself with the character. You know what I'm saying? And that was very, very strange. And that, and you black liberals take note of that, because she identifies with this character very much. You know what I'm saying? And that's important. It's not just a role. It's not just a job. She identifies with that character. You know what I'm saying? From a political, social, and moral standpoint. You know what I'm saying? It's not just a job, because if it was just a job, because other actors have played vile roles like that. And most of them respond by, I'm an actor. I'm not paid to play characters that I have anything in common with. Like, some characters I have something in common with, some characters I don't. I don't need to have anything in common with them in order to play them. You know what I'm saying? I don't like anything about the character. The character is despicable. I don't want to be anything like the character. But I'm an actor. That's my job, is to act. I don't have to like the character in order to understand him or her. She didn't say that. She identified with the character completely because the character was empowering. You know what I'm saying? That's why she wanted to play the character. And as for Vera Farmiga, I believe that she wanted to play that character for a racial reason too, but it's not due to the empowering reasons that Paulson wanted to play. It's not because of it's not due to being a white woman or to feel empowered as a white woman. It's because she felt like the role would Americanize her. Vera felt that playing a slave owner in the 19th century would Americanize her more, because she's a immigrant. She's from Eastern Europe, And by the way, I don't know how well she could sell playing a Anglo-Saxon white woman in the 19th century, because there weren't too many, because Vera Farmiga has a distinctly Eastern European face, and there were probably more black slave owners than white slave owners from the Ukraine. So I don't know how well she could sell that role. But, most immigrants, they have a drive to assimilate into American society and American culture and with American history. And anti-black racism is a part of the assimilation process for immigrants. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably why Vera wanted to play that role so badly. You know what I'm saying? Playing a white woman in the 19th century would have Americanized her in the eyes of others and herself. You know what I'm saying? And keep in mind that Farmiga played two racist roles in 2019. She played a neo-Nazi in a movie called Skin, and she played a racist prosecutor in When They See Us. I don't think that's a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, anti-black racism Americanizes immigrants. You know what I'm saying? They leave their countries as peasants and come to the United States, where they become first-class citizens because of their white skin. You know what I'm saying? Because there are a bunch of black people here who are at the bottom of the caste system, and now you have somebody to be on top of. You know, that's why so many people come here. You know what I'm saying? And it makes them feel more American, you know, when they discriminate against black individuals. So, you know, I really just made this video to, you know, just to, you know, check, you know, the black liberals who kiss white liberals behind so much, to know that, you know, Malcolm X was right, that they're not really that much different than white conservatives. Thank you.